Hey guys, this is Ambedo Live, and we're here with Push Rope at the Ambedo HQ. And I've got a few questions for you guys today. So, first one, just how did your band come together? What inspired you to make music?
Do you want the short answer or the long answer? Well, me and Connor, our drummer, who's not here with us today, unfortunately, we were in a band a little while ago. Well, like a band that tried to start after lockdown, and then the other members left. So me and Connor were just kind of left, and we met up in a coffee shop, and we were like, should we actually try and like make a real band? And I was like, well, I might know a singer, so maybe this can happen. And then I might know someone who'd be willing to play bass. And then it just sort of happened. And somehow we're still here nearly exactly a year later. So I think it's going pretty alright so far.
I've been singing my whole life. I've been in bands since I was like 13. But I was on hiatus since I graduated uni in 2019. So when Skylar asked me, I was like, hell yeah. Why not? Let's do it. And here we are. I just thought I'd add that in.
I wasn't good enough to be a guitarist, so I thought naturally I'd just go with the obvious progression and try my hand at bass. Thank you.
Nice. Well, we love to hear that. So, going on from that, you guys have been a band for a year, like you said. You've released a couple songs. Can you share any insight into your creative process and how you collaborate and work within the band itself?
I think this all starts with Skylar, so I'm going to pass this directly over.
I mean, it's not a pattern for all the songs. We have exceptions. Like we all have ideas that we bring to the table, but I especially when we started the band, I just had like years worth of riffs and ideas that I had just been sitting on. So it was like every rehearsal I'd just bring a new one to the table, and we'd all kind of chime in, and Amber just works the magic and actually makes it into a song afterwards. The rest of us just kind of stand around and make noise for like 2 or 3 hours, and then Amber comes back and makes it into a song. So yeah.
I find it very difficult to like write lyrics on the spot or, come up with ideas. So a lot of the time it starts with Skylar's riffs. The music kind of happens around that, and then I'll like think of like a theme or what I want the song to be about. Go home or whatever, and then at like 3 a.m. The lyrics will come to me and I'll write them down, and then we'll come back to rehearsal and I'll be like, look at this, guys. Here's one I made earlier.
Oh, don't worry about it. What's your favourite biscuit?
You know what? I've really got to say here, I cannot stress this enough, alright? Digestives remain the top tier biscuit. There's literally no other option. If you actually think it's something different, God forbid it's like a sandwich biscuit. I have one thing to add. Like, I'm sorry, you cannot sit here and tell me that a bourbon is your favourite biscuit.
I'm sorry, you're all wrong. What the actual hell? I mean, no, not bourbon. I do agree with Lotus Biscoff. I'm a chocolate caramel digestive girly. Do you know what I mean? It's not, yeah, but it's got chocolate and caramel. Raw, you're wrong. That was the first raw of the interview.
What, are you saying digestive? Do you want to add anything?
No, Lotus.
Oh, I gotta stick with the Lotus.
Moving on from that. As a grassroots band, like yourself, what challenges have you faced in gaining visibility, and how have you overcome them?
all these questions. Skylar's the brains of the band.
Oh, I'll take that. I think. Well, I know that when we first recorded our demos, we kind of tested the waters a bit by just putting it out on like SoundCloud and Bandcamp first, and kind of like gaining a reception from fans, because it was like we hadn't actually played in front of people before. No one else had heard our music. No one else had come into the practice room. So we're like, okay, let's just kind of put it out there a little bit. And then we had a pretty positive reception. So it was like, let's actually do this properly and put it out on like big streaming platforms. But it is really, really difficult to kind of make anything of that. But I think it's more just about accessibility. Like having that accessibility is important, at least for me, because everyone's like on Spotify. Spotify is like the go-to platform now, I feel. It's just like trumped all other music platforms, unfortunately.
I also think, because we've not played that many gigs yet, so a lot of people don't know we exist, I guess, apart from like our friends and family and stuff. I think once we start getting out into the actual gigging scene more consistently, then we will get more visibility. Hopefully people like us.
They both lied and were actually industry plants.
So, I'm gonna ignore that response. As an independent band, how do you handle the business side of your music career? Like bookings, finances, logistics?
We don't.
Hi. I mean, I kind of took it upon myself when I started, like, because I guess I, quote unquote, started the band by, like, asking people to join, and kind of, like, especially in the beginning, it was, like, I was bringing the ideas, so I kind of inevitably shaped this, how we sound now, and so I just kind of took it upon myself to do all of the business side, because I didn't want to make it my thing, but I also didn't want to just start shoving responsibilities on other people. And I just want to clarify that I don't view this as like my band. Like this, we are a collective. But I'm quite happy just to like book rehearsals and, do the emails and that kind of stuff. It makes me sleep better if I know that, like, no offense, guys, I don't have to rely on other people to do the logistical work, because I'm just paranoid about everything. So it just kind of happened that way.
And I am glad that it is that way, because if it was down to me, we would not be organised. I'm sorry. I'm forgetful and just not good at that kind of thing. So it works out well. I just sing and look pretty. That's what I do.
Nice. So you each have your strong suits. So how would you say you navigate the balance between like pursuing artistic vision that obviously you do have, while also meeting the expectations of your audience?
I would say the fact that we are relatively new as a band kind of allows us a bit more freedom than we would if we'd been going, say, an extra year. I feel like right now we're still very much building the foundations of what we want to be as a band. So it's just a matter of building off that, finding our niche, finding our audience, and then sort of going from there, really.
I was going to also just add that I feel like the producers and where we record is definitely like a big part of shaping what we want to do. And we were really lucky that the engineer slash producer that we did work with to record our demos, shout out Russ Clark, just got it straight away. And yeah, like I feel like the two demos we have put out are very like good indicators of like, because they're quite different songs, but I feel like it still sounds like one band, and they're just quite good indicators of like the range that we kind of want to go for.
I feel like it's also really good that we, like, obviously we all have like things in common, like music taste and stuff, but we also all have different tastes. Yeah, so we all kind of have our own little flair in it, which makes it quite like nice when it all comes together and like authentic. And I feel like that's what would make us kind of, I guess, stand out, if you know what I mean.
Do you guys have any advice for any upcoming grassroots artists?
Just start it. If nothing comes of it, the least you can say is that you gave it a go, and you will never know if you don't do it. So take the first step. I was terrified. I had never played this instrument. I'd never even tried to play this style of music that I feel like we have now. And the hardest part about doing it was just going to the first one and getting out of the way and trying to make sure that it stays as consistent as possible.
If you are like wanting to do anything remotely like musical or in a band, you're passionate about it, just go for it. Like, it doesn't matter if it like takes a while to, you know, come into fruition or doesn't really go anywhere. If that's what you want to do, just do it, because then it will come from there. Like, you've got to have the love for it. Do you know?
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I think for us as well, like, we had to be, well, I know for myself, I had to be very patient. Like, we spent we didn't record until like October, and we'd been a band since March. We just spent like over 6 months just going to practice and writing songs. And keeping it consistent is the hardest part, especially, you know, you've got to organize and arrange things around everybody's lives, and that's difficult. But if you all want it badly enough, you'll make it happen. So, yeah.
Couldn't agree more, to be honest. Just a couple more questions for you guys. What's your favourite dinosaur?
I'm answering. To those who don't know, Ethan is my brother. I remember when Ethan was like a little child and he had a book, like an encyclopedia of dinosaurs, and we'd always ask him, what's your favourite dinosaur? And he went for the one with the longest name. I can't remember, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like Velosaurus. Oh no, I don't have a favourite dinosaur.
Last couple questions for you guys. If you guys could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Teleportation, because I'm always late to everything, so I could literally just get there in a second, and I don't have to take, like, if I spend long getting ready, I can literally just be like, and I'm there. Anyone else? I had that on lock. I had that ready.
I feel like that's such a boring answer, but but I agree with you, because it would make everything so much easier. Like, that's the one thing I kind of dread. I hate traveling a lot. So when we inevitably have to go all over the country, hopefully.
Save money on trains as well.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Also, just the ability just to cook any food on site, so I don't have to cook food. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I think flying would be pretty cool. Can't lie. It's just like teleportation. Probably a bit more work, but I feel like flying is a whole lot cooler than just teleporting, to be honest with you. I have no further comment on the matter.
I'm completely with you on that one. I wish I could fly. My last question for you guys is just, where can people find you? You got any shows coming up?
March 22nd, JT Saw Nottingham, Squelch Push Rope Soaphead. Bring your own booze, £7 tickets. Ambedo live sessions. Thank you.
Hosted by Ambedo, of course.
Thank you for having us. Oh, I was going to say, it took the word right out my mouth. Slay the house down, boots!
Keep on rocking in the free world and do.
You can find Push Rope on Instagram, push_rope.